go live. It didn't go live.
So, Ron, we've just been having a business
been...
meeting for the past 20 minutes.
That's all right. That's all right. We'll go through the commentary again, Mike. I'm surprised I don't have a lot of comments saying, where's the show? But yeah. So we'll run late. I actually clicked on it, but I didn't recheck it. So
this is like
the intro and all that good stuff.
Like when you're on outlawpulling.tv and you get the exclusive Facebook look-in. Guys, you're getting the exclusive Facebook Live look-in. You haven't missed anything. Welcome to the show.
They're going now.
You know what? Did they find it now, Jamie? That's why they couldn't find it.
I don't know. My dad just came down here and sat so he could watch it.
Let's do this. Mike, here we go. We're starting fresh. Here we go. Hey guys, welcome to Outlawed Live with Ron Stone and Mike. Sorry about this. Mike and I were just chatting away, and probably we should have won like some kind of award for our commentary tonight. Jamie, do you agree? Did you hear us talking? I mean, it was
great.
It was off the charts great. And Mike was in
a bottle. We won't be able to replicate it.
No. I mean, we can't. I'm just gonna blame it on Jason for not being here, since he usually produces and makes sure all the buttons are pushed right. So I hit the live button.
Things on Jason.
Maybe I right-clicked it. I don't think so. But anyway, we're talking about the pullers going to Louisville, Kentucky, the National Farm Machinery Show. And we'll get back to the stuff we talked about earlier, Mike. We can run a little bit late. Can you run late, Mike?
Got nothing going on. Wife and kids are coming back from Florida. I'm batching it. We can talk pulling until midnight.
And wait a minute. They went to Florida without you? All right. Yeah, we'll talk about why on that later.
Stay home without. No, I'm just kidding.
No, but we'll talk about the things we talked about earlier. We apologize for being late. Mike and I started for some reason when I clicked the live button. Maybe I didn't click it hard enough. So anyway, we're here with Jamie Yonke. Jamie finished third place in the Outlaw points in the Limited Pro Stock Division this year. International tractor called Moving On. Her dad, Craig Yonke, owns the tractor, and Jamie is doing a great job this year. What'd you have, 3 wins this year, Jamie?
Yep, 3 wins and several second places.
First one was Gibbon?
Yep.
Okay. How excited were you at Gibbon this year?
I actually didn't even know I went into the lead until I got off the track, and my nephew and my boyfriend came running up, and they're like, "You just went in the lead by 25 feet." And I was like, "I did what?"
No, wait, you didn't know? I mean, can you hear the announcers when you're on the track?
No.
Here, I'm going to play this for you.
Checking out the results at our other event going on down in the Lone Star State. The 7,400-pound modified tractors, Cameron Neves and Cotton Candy wins. Points leader Donald Nelson and the Twisted Whip comes in second. Wayne Longnecker out of Cambridge, Iowa, the River Rat in third. Sweet Pain, Craig Ulmer in fourth. And Doug Voth and the Griffin Growl comes in fifth down there at the Peach and Melon Festival down in De Leon, Texas. Good look at International out of Pilger, Nebraska. Young gun, Jamie Yonke driving. Moving on. Give that young lady a round of applause. She'll move into the lead, no doubt, with that hook. She was moving on out is what she was doing. 3:56.04. Give her a round of applause. That young lady sits number 4 in the points right now.
Ron, you got fired up when you gave that distance. Hearing
Yeah, I
you make
get
that
a little
call,
excitable, you know.
bumped.
Especially, I was certain it was her first win of the season.
Mhm.
You know, I don't have a mind like a steel trap like some people, but I remembered that I think that was going to be her first win of the season if she got it. I was pretty excited for it. So,
First win of my life, really.
first win of your life,
Yeah.
not counting bowling though,
Yeah, I
right?
was going to say, be honest now. Come on.
First polling win. Yeah, that was my first one.
Okay, I got another video here. This is we got unmuted.
All right, Jamie Yonke. Moving on out of Pilger, Nebraska. Good running. International. Where's the international fans at tonight here in Mound City? Where's the rowdy red section here? This young lady did a heck of a job driving Thursday night. Tractor currently sits number 4 in the points. She was in the Anderson Farms shootout last week in Wayne, Nebraska. These young guns with the Outlaws doing a magnificent job of driving. Got to get past 312.89 to take out the points leader. George Beyer sitting in the top spot. Here comes Jamie Yonke. Moving on. Oh, Mound City, Kansas. How about a nice hook for Jamie Yonke? Wasn't enough to get past the John Deere. Had to beat 312.89. The young lady goes 319.56 for the lead. Jump around. Jump around. Jump around. Folks, if you are in this crowd watching this pull tonight, if you're watching on TV, on Outlaw Pulling TV, you are watching big-time pulling right now here in Mound City, Kansas. We are not joking around. They are putting on a show.
I got a little excited there too, Mike. You know,
That's a heck of that's a unique venue. And then when they bring the music on like that, you can see everyone's getting into it, having a good time. Is there, Jamie, when you drive there, and Ron, you've announced there, is that a narrow gap you've got to hit at the end? You know, if you're hard on the left brake or right brake, you're going to be getting out of it. You've got to kind of shoot the gap, so to speak.
I was more worried about making it through the gates than I was about where the heck I was on the track.
They talk about picking their line, and that's where you want to go. You were like, hey, just Just park this big rig forward.
I have two favorite parts of that whole video. And at the beginning, there's a little young lady jumping up and down at the starting line in a green shirt. And then at the end is Daley Paulson on the side cheering. And those are just two parts that you're like, yeah, that makes me happy.
Yeah, the Young Guns had a pretty good night there.
Yeah.
Young Guns had a I mean, we can back and look at Jamie, how old are you, Jamie?
19.
So you're still a young gun for a while now. So
Jamie, how many years have you been pulling?
Well, I pulled for the first time on the big tractor 3 days after my 16th birthday.
Okay.
So 3. This is the first year we've ran it pretty hard just because we haven't really had a motor fully together for the whole season the last 2 years. So it was fun. I loved it. So
certainly a young gun, but certainly not a rookie is how you would categorize yourself then.
I mean, I think we're all rookies. You learn something new every time.
That's a good attitude. That's a good way to look at it.
I mean, I definitely don't know near as much as my dad or Dave Novak or them. I mean, they're like the grandfathers of the 4-1 team. So
you don't have to bring Dave Novak into this. Brown nose with him. I mean, he's not going to help you out at Wisner. So
not at Wisner.
What was your dad saying to you? Does he do that every time? Does he step up there and kind of give you some words of encouragement or some advice? What's he say to you?
Well, he used to tell me a whole lot until I finally told him, can you stop telling me so much right before I go? But he usually gets up there and tells me, okay, I want you to do this. Go look at that and drive towards that. Or it's usually, do not touch this brake unless you're going to hit something.
So what does he say to you after a run like that or at a run like Gibbon? I mean, is he as excited as you are?
Well, he's excited, but at Gibbon, he was mad because he was trying to load the tractor by himself because that downpour came in.
And you were celebrating.
I was signing the banner.
That sounds like Ron's fault.
Hey, I would load the tractor in the rain. Mike, I'd load the tractor in the rain if she won, wouldn't you?
I can just picture you up there saying, Jamie Yonke to the crow's nest. We got to have that signature. Jamie Yonke, be sure to come up to the crow's nest. So just blame that one on Ron, Jamie. That's just say, hey, Dad,
put that on me. That's like herding cats trying to get people to sign that banner. Yeah, and I think somebody put the 5-finger discount on that banner that night. Seems like.
Oh, really?
Where did that go? That didn't go to a winner. Where did that, Mike? Did you take that banner?
I've never been fortunate enough to come home with one.
I think our guest tonight took that banner home.
Well, I don't see it. She doesn't have it proudly displayed behind her. That's where I would have it. If I had stolen it, I wouldn't be bashful. It'd be sitting right back here somewhere. So
no kidding.
It is hanging up in our shop. So
she went ahead and drew for you guys. Outlawed Live with Jamie Yonke, and look at that. I won the banner.
Well, it started pouring, and Kurt was cutting it off, and he says, just take it and run.
Before Ron sees it and complains he's got to run around and get like 12 other autographs on the banner.
There was only about 4 on there, so.
Oh. Like I said, it's like herding cats, really. It really is. So what was the other pull that you won this summer? Did you win Mound City?
Mound City, what you just showed, and then Buckner.
You won Buckner.
There was some rain at the Buckner's and what was the one up in there was some rain in Iowa. It wasn't Buckner. Buckner's in Missouri.
Bedford.
You ran to Mobile. Maybe.
That's where the rain was. Buckner's late in the season, isn't it? That's got to be getting
second weekend of September in there. Sometimes it falls around 10th, 11th.
Now that one's right after Unionville, I think.
Night after.
Mm-hmm.
So, Jamie, tell us something about you that is people don't know about you that might surprise them.
Well, I think everybody knows that I bowl.
And you have a scholarship for bowling, right?
Not a scholarship, but I am on our team down here in Lincoln.
Okay.
And down here isn't just nowhere. You're at a major Division I Power 5 school. You're bowling for the University of Nebraska, right?
Yeah, it is. I mean, it's fun.
That's cool.
I'm actually on the co-ed team, so I bowl in a men's team instead of just the women's too.
Wow. What's the breakdown on that? Is it 50-50 men, women?
There are 4 women on our team and 12 men. So.
Okay.
Mm-hmm. But other
You
than
like
that,
to get into something here, Mike, and I'm not even going to go there about collegiate sports and stuff.
I'm not even going to. I want to get away from talking about bowling before she asks me what my average score is. So I'll just put it this way: my golf score and my bowling score are usually about the same, and that's a bad thing for both sports. So I just
want you're a really bad bowler. It might not be so bad on your golf score, but
it's ugly for both.
If it was somewhere in the middle, then yeah, I know what you're saying. So Jamie, what was the poll you had the most fun at this year?
The most fun, definitely the Wayne County Fair. I went to high school in Wayne, so after the poll, after we did the Anderson Farm Shootout and all that stuff, I had so many people the next day. They were like, "This is the first tractor pull I watched, so I can watch you." And then I had to stay for the whole thing because you pulled again at the end.
You know what was cool with that event, Jamie? It was the fact that, we were running late because there were so many pullers, and we had that Anderson Farm Shootout where we were up the top 5, 4-1 tractors back, limited pro stocks. Anderson Farms there in Wayne, Nebraska put up $3,000. A winner take all, right?
Mm-hmm.
And that was pretty exciting. And there were some young guns in there. What was there? 4 of the 5 were young guns, maybe?
I think there's 4 young guns and then Dave.
And then Dave, the old guy in there.
But we were all from Northeast Nebraska.
That was cool. And the crowd stayed for that and was excited to see that. So that was cool. Rumor has it, and I thought Dave did something cool here. At least he said he was going to do that he was going to take that money and break it down and disseminate it between all 5 of you. Did he do that?
Yeah, he did. And he handed me my money and my dad took it. So
You didn't get a dime of it?
I don't get any of it. It goes back to the tractor.
So you're the hired gun. So it's Dad's operation, and you're just the one he's sitting in the seat. You're like an investment. You go out there and win the checks, and then he stacks them on his desk. Kind of,
but it's just something that we do together. So.
Yeah, well, you guys do a great job at that tractor is really running well, and you've got it figured out. You moved right up the ranks into 3rd spot. You're in there with George Byer. The guy's got a dyno in his shop, you know what I mean? And then you got Gary Barrett, former points champion in the class. He's no slouch. He's been to Louisville. And you get 3rd out of that. There's so much competition in that class. You guys really did a phenomenal job.
It is
so congratulations.
Thank you. It's a very competitive class. I remember after the first poll in Arlington, and I got dead last that night. We were on a brand new setup, everything. And we're like, oh God, we're going to have to dig ourselves out.
I'm going to hit some of these comments here because you might have some friends or family commenting that may want to embarrass you tonight. So, Marty Samuelson watching from Phoenix. Marty, get your butt back up to Nebraska. Too warm down there. Marty's a super fan. Here you go. Go vote for your favorite pullers from the Pullers Championship. Go to thepullerschampionship.com. Now, Mike said you can vote once per day with the same name, the same email address.
Once per day per email, but, try to keep it. Don't go out there creating 27 new email accounts or do. I don't know. Whatever.
Now, ballot harvesting is illegal, Jamie, just saying, even though there are parties out there that do it. I got to quit being political here tonight, Mike.
You haven't come right out and said anything. If we're just, speculating, then
I'm speculating and alluding to facts here. Yeah. Zook Fukerberg. Do you know who Zook Fukerberg is, Jamie? He is the doppelganger for Doug Voth.
He got a pretty big feature in a major YouTube video here recently.
Hey, that was super. Did you see that, Jamie?
Yeah.
Have you seen that? A 1320 video that was at Wisner, which they specialize in drag racing, of course. 1,320 feet is a quarter mile. They did one heck of a job. I mean, it was about 30 minutes long, 25 minutes long.
Yep.
And they highlighted a lot of the tractors in the class. It was really done well. And I know I know Jason shared the heck out of it. I showed the heck out of it as well. All the pulling sites I could find. I just thought it was really cool. And there were some people poo-pooing on it, saying, this is nothing old. You know, they've been pulling some of these for years, but
yeah, but that's not about. It's easy for a diehard pulling fan to watch that video and be like, well, we know all this. But to see people who are so excited in motorsports and to come in and to watch their passion after just a day or two of pulling, you know, we've got to remember when we weren't steeped in all this and just see it through their eyes. And anytime you've got people producing something at that high of a level, all I can say is thank you, and that fires me up, you know.
And there's always a lot of people that have not been exposed to tractor pulling. You know, it kind of carries this stigma that when, you know, not necessarily with ag-related folks, not, you know, the farmers, the rural folks, but the people a little closer to the cities, you know, their idea of a tractor pull is they went to the fair and they caught about 5 minutes of the antique tractor pulls. Nothing against the antiquers.
Yep. I was going to say the same thing. I was going to say the exact same thing, Ron. That's what comes to mind is, you know, John Deere bee out there putting down with a dead weight sled and
3 mile an hour speed limit and corn picking gear.
You know.
So yeah, it's not the same thing. So
it's not like Jamie's 366, that's for sure.
Yeah, it's
Chuck
crazy.
Hobbs, one of our Fighting an Eye representatives out of Harmon, Illinois, watching tonight. Thanks for tuning in. Chuck, Mark Crowley of Modified Two-Wheel Drive fame watching tonight. We got a lot of comments coming in here. Let's see. Yeah. Mark Crowley says 1320 did a great job. I agree. Dan Spare watching from Neenah, Wisconsin. Oh, wait a minute. Now, Brian Cruz is watching from the ocean. Brian, you're going to have to elaborate a little bit. Are you...
Drop a pin. You need us to come save you. Are you on a raft somewhere?
You need the Coast Guard, or are you on a cruise? Tell us what's happening.
But if you're watching Outlawed live, things could be worse. So...
Here's an important one. Miss Tanya Yonke says, Stormy is whining. Tell her what's going on there.
Stormy is my dog, and she's outside the door.
Can she hear you, you think? And she's wondering what's going on?
She definitely can. She goes to all the tractor pulls with us. So.
Oh. Robbie Carruthers, what's up, you old dog? You know Robbie Carruthers? Jamie? Mike, you know Robbie Carruthers?
One of the three of us is an old dog. I don't know.
Yeah, I'm not
Maybe
sure.
he has a comment for Stormy.
Maybe.
Loretta Selman, young lady, does an awesome job of driving that tractor.
That means a lot coming from her. She was one of my biggest idols growing up.
She's a veteran puller. You know, I tell you, Jamie, the funniest thing I ever saw at a tractor pull. I was announcing for the Missouri State Tractor Pullers. This was probably back in 2010, 11, somewhere in there. And Loretta comes out with the truck, and they're having some clutch issues. And she come out, had all kind of problems, and jumped up and down, couldn't get it to go down the track. And you know, like when something like that happens, sometimes they can convince the sled operator to let them get a test pass after the event, just to see if they got it figured out, if they went back and tweaked it. So Marty came out at the end of the night and made a perfect pass with it. And I was there with a guy, and actually, I think I announced the event, but I had two guys in front of me. One I knew real well. And I knew Loretta was walking right beside me, right behind me, walking out. And I'm behind these guys. And I heard the one guy say, boy, that old gal couldn't figure that out, but her husband sure come out and showed her, didn't he? And no, Loretta was in front of him, and I saw Loretta turn around and stop right in front of him and say, what's that? You want to rephrase that? And that guy was like, well, he didn't know what to say. It was pretty funny.
Track's come around a lot since then, man. The sun must have set. That's what I would have said.
Ken Summers said you kick some butt in Buckner. Ken, actually the father to a young gun driver, Sydney Summers. Jeremy Tyndall checking in from North Carolina. Where are you at in
North Carolina?
Carolina, Jeremy, around the Asheville area? Curious to know. Monty, is that Beavers? Hello, Robbie. Who's Robbie? Anybody know? I don't know. Let's see. Jeremy Tyndall. Let's go to. I did that one already. In Summers, there was another one up here.
So, Jamie, the big thing I want to ask you about while we're bringing some of these around, talk to us about Louisville. Walk us through the whole process. At what point did you decide we're going to apply? And then how did it feel waiting on your big envelope or your little envelope to show up? And then when the big envelope got here, and then what are we doing to prepare?
So last year we went there. We went with Dave Novak to watch him. And I was standing in Broadbent with my dad. And I said, Dad, next year I'm coming here. I'm pulling here. And I mean, there was people who said, nah, you ain't going to do that. Yeah, I am. So this whole year, I told my dad, I'm applying. He said, okay, if you apply and you get in, we'll go. But I don't think you'll get in. And so at the end of the year, I applied. I got really nervous. I was like, my letter's not even going to make it there. My application isn't going to
Everyone's was a little late this year.
And I was like, oh, gosh. And then I was extremely nervous. I think I looked at the championship polling website almost every day to see something coming out. And then they posted or made a comment on Facebook, well, we'll hope you guys will find out by Christmas. And I was like, oh, my goodness, if I have to wait till Christmas, I'm going to lose my mind. But I knew that a couple of other people had gotten theirs. So I went up to the mailbox, and I was thankfully home and not in Lincoln. And I got it, and it felt thick. And I cried. I mean, that was something I've been waiting for forever.
I mean, you're pretty much going to the Super Bowl of pulling,
Mm-hmm.
But it's, Ron and I were looking at the breakdown a couple weeks ago, and then I kind of dove into the numbers. It's deserved. I mean, if you break down the 4-1 class for the Outlaws, which I would say behind the two-wheel drive trucks and the Outlaws are some of the most competitive classes in the nation. But right behind that, the Outlaws 4-1s will take the Coke Pepsi challenge with anybody. And the way that you were 20 points outside of the lead with Gary Barrett and George Beyer, and anyone who's seen any of those tractors, your resume spoke for itself. I think that it was very, very well earned to be at Louisville this year. And we're proud as Outlaws to see all three of you guys being there, and we're excited to see what's going to happen. What night do you pull?
I pull Thursday along with Gary. We both pull that day. Mm-hmm. And I mean, I was just happy that the three of us got in together because we've been pretty much convoying it from pole to pole. All three are just the three of us all together the whole year. I mean, they're basically family at this point, but I mean, it's super great that we all get to go down there together.
And then there's a finals on Saturday for your class too.
Yep.
So the goal then is to be there Saturday for sure.
Mike, did I hear you say something about the Pepsi challenge?
Yeah, it's like the Pepsi challenge. We'll put the 4-1s, the Outlaw 4-1s will go. You've never heard that before?
I have, but I'm not sure Jamie has. Do you remember the Pepsi challenge? What year were you born, Jamie?
2004.
Long before that, yeah. Like early 80s, yeah. Where they would blindfold people when you go in a store and they'd give them Coca-Cola and Pepsi. So I'm not sure what this is about. William Joseph Wilkinson. Did Robert invited to Louisville? I was looking for that oversea model. Doug Roberts, maybe? I'm not sure. So We got to get some more of these. Here we go. Harrison Lane. Harrison Lane, who's that?
That's my boyfriend.
So proud of you, Jamie. You amaze me with your talent. Can't wait to watch you. Oh, that's sweet. Words of encouragement. And Harrison, what a cool name. I mean, it's like Harrison Ford, right? He could be like an action hero or something.
He did not miss a single pull all year, and that takes talent. That takes a lot of commitment.
Yeah, we saw him a lot this year, so good job, Harrison. Brad Dyer, just watching.
Yeah.
Andrew Sprock. Andrew Sprock's kind of becoming a super fan here. He's on.
Yeah, we see a lot from him. That's true.
Two-wheel drive guy. Kevin Davis. Anybody know that guy? Says go, Jamie.
It's like the mayor of Wayne, Nebraska.
And whatever town he's in Phoenix.
Yeah, maybe he's the governor of Arizona.
Dale Dempke, what's up? Can't wait for the pulls. Dale, that's that feeling is mutual. We're all kind of getting the blues here.
Jamie, was last year the first time you'd watched it, Louisville, or have you been there before several times and checked it out?
We went there in 2019 or 2020, whenever Dave and Seth Novak both made it. We went down there with them. That was the first time I had been there. I grew up going to the Western Farm Show when it was in Kemper.
Yeah.
Well, I mean, to me, it was just a bigger scale thing. And I mean, I thought Kemper was huge when I was little. You go to Freedom Hall, that's a whole nother ballgame.
Yeah. Well, back in the 80s, they pulled in places like the Houston Astrodome.
My great uncle pulled in the Astrodome back in the day.
So who's your great uncle?
My great uncle's Randy Yonke.
Randy Yonke.
He pulled Moving On. That was where the name came from.
Okay.
Which was the tractor that sat at Wayne during the fair.
James O'Harmon watching from Cedar Rapids, Iowa. Brian Cruz says he is watching from a cruise ship. Yeah, we were just going to give you some advice. If you're like on a life raft or something, save your cell phone battery to call for help. We need a signal.
Hey, Ron, if you've got half an hour of battery left on your cell phone, you can't tell me that watching the three of us talking tractor pulling isn't how you would spend it.
He's on the brand new ship. Is that the one that's like 5 or 6 football fields or something? That Carnival Jubilee. Have you seen that? That's insane. The Roo Crew, Roger Rui. It's great, Jamie, and the other young people getting involved. I'd say that's one class, I think, where the young guns are really making their mark, is that limited pro stock class.
Yeah.
Jeremy Tyndall on the auto, or the photographer UPOC pulling.
The United Pullers of the Carolinas. Is that what UPOC would be?
Maybe, yeah.
Yeah, I would say I've heard of United Pullers of the Carolinas before.
Brian Cruz, oh my God, you bet. Not sure what's happening there, Brian.
He's on the big boat. I think.
Don't fall overboard. Don't fall overboard.
If you get the fan vote, will you go to the Pullers Championship too?
Yes.
Is that something that you're kind of passively like, hey, if we get it, we'll go? Or is that something where you're like, all right, guys, go out and vote early, vote often, as Ron and I keep joking about? Is that something you're hoping to get invited to?
Yeah, I hope we do. I have shared it on my Facebook. I shared it yesterday, shared it today. So last year I made it in the top 20, but didn't make it past that. So hoping this year we could get invited and go. Yeah,
that poll's really gained a lot, and a lot of traction over the past 3 years. It kind of went from just a real desirable idea to people saying, well, hold on, there might be something here, to a very, very good poll. And now the pullers are talking about, we want to be voted in. We want to be there. So, hearing it straight from a puller's mouth, the excitement of saying, we want to be there. Yeah, that's awesome. So go vote for those outlaw pullers, guys, at the Pullers Championship.
Now, Jamie, I had a question on the tip of my tongue, Mike, and I forgot it. Isn't that crazy?
That's
Uh,
That's what happens when I get to rambling, Ron.
that's all right. That's all right. I got lost in your rambling. It must have been making a lot of sense there, but
Either that or I used 10 words to say what most people could use to say one word, and you were like, okay.
wait, what, you were an English major or what?
Yeah, English major, English teacher. So that's I get paid to talk.
You know, Mike is from Bevier, Missouri. Did you know that?
Bevier.
Bevier. I like Bevier.
You're more cultured than I am, Ron.
I always liked going through that town called Abaz, Missouri. I think that's interesting. Looks like Oxfast. That's what I always said. Ken Summers, you are now blocked from the show indefinitely. Telling everyone what we all already know. And the only correction I would add to the end of that, guys, is ER on the end of old.
Well, I didn't know it was a progressive verb. I didn't know you were getting. I thought it was like a got or has been or something like that. But
yeah,
that'd be the pot calling the kettle black. So
I think Ken's got more gray than me. I don't know what he's talking about. Ken, he works harder than I do, though. Ken's a pretty good boy.
So you've been pulling since you're 16, and I heard Ron ask you where'd you have the most fun this year. Where do you look for which one when the schedule comes out? We were talking about the schedule beforehand and all the rumor mill and wormholes, where to find the schedule. When the schedule does come out, Jamie, is there a pull where you guys look down it and you just circle? That's our favorite one. That's the one we go to. What's your, everyone likes Wisner, everyone likes Rock Valley, and if that's your answer, that's great. But do you have a personal, Yonke's favorite one to travel to each year?
I mean, Wisner is one of our major ones. I mean, we've probably been going every single year that they had it on. And then when we go down a couple days early, we help set up, we get our spots. I mean, Wayne is probably my favorite pull just to be at, just because I know so many people are there. It's just, I mean, I love all the outlaw pulls. It's a lot of fun to go to.
How many hooks do you guys have in a season? Are you one of those classes where you have over 20 hooks? It seems like you've got a lot.
I think we started at 28, but a few of them got rained out.
Would you like me to tell you how many hooks you have this year so far?
Sure.
Is your dad there? Is your dad in the room right now?
No, he left.
All right. I don't want to hear him yelling in the background. So I wasn't going to bring this up. So this year you have now, don't yell too loud. There's 27. But some of those are regional hooks. You don't have to go to those regional hooks.
Think, if I'm right, from the last one we looked at, all the regional hooks are up by us anyways. So
you're looking at 22 national and 5 regional. And the regionals do have a points fund. And none of them overlap with other pools. No regionals overlap with nationals. So you're free to go to all of them. But the guys that don't want to hit 25 to 30 hooks, they can opt to go either way. Go to the regionals and go to the nationals. They both have a points fund.
Yeah, I remember being little and going to Missouri and hitting 11 hooks in 14 days and just pretty much living in Missouri. And that got to be really, really hard every year after another.
What are you saying? Living in Missouri is hard? Is that what I'm hearing you say?
Living out of a trailer.
Okay. I can't say. Your friendly neighborly state to the east. This is this God's country over here, Jamie. No,
I enjoy Missouri a lot.
The eastern Nebraska. What I love about eastern Nebraska, you can throw a rock and hit a great tractor pull over there, especially in that Wayne area where you guys are. I mean, they are stacked up on top of each other of great pulling. So
Wayne and Norfolk. Now, Jamie, here's a question for you. Mm-hmm. You're from Pilger. How do you say Norfolk, Nebraska?
Norfolk. I mean, I say it different time, I think.
You say it both ways?
Yeah, Norfolk usually.
So it's that the L becomes an R. This is something I'm hearing. The more I get familiar with things, I'm hearing that it's not Norfolk, it's Norfolk.
Norfolk. Yeah.
Something about it being
It's kind of like Missouri, though, Mike.
Sure.
You know, the whole Missouri, South.
If you're below I-70, you're from. That's a different state there. Let's see, it's two different states. Most people don't realize that. We've got a separate set of senators and everything, but that's Missouri down there. That's the Ozarks and the canoe rentals and the people that accompany that. The farmers were up here in northern Missouri.
So Jamie, I know right now you're focused on the Farm Machinery Show. Thursday night's your run, right?
Yep.
What's the main focus, and what will you do after the Farm Machinery Show? Assuming you don't tear anything up, what will the focus be on the moving on tractor for the season starter?
Well, I'm hoping that I can pick George Beyer out of the first place spot and take first place for points.
Whoa, that's the goal. Okay, all right.
I mean, my dad's done it twice. It's only fair that I at least do it once.
Well, he kind of got the reputation here at Outlawed Live of kind of being no-show. So maybe he'll have some. He'll be like George Jones and
no-show George,
or show up at the last minute, pull straight off the trailer and go hook. I don't know.
See, Ron only had to text me once to get on this show, not 15 times.
Yeah. And George, I was courting him for months and finally got him on. So, no, George, good. He's good dude. Works hard.
All in good fun to say that I want to kick him out, but everyone wants to win.
I would be disappointed if you would have given any different answer, to be quite frank. That's not disrespectful to anybody who pulls. If you ask a bowler, a football player, a tractor puller, what's your goals, and they're not, especially sitting on a third place, coming from Louisville, said, yeah, I want to win. I want to win the points championship, and I like it. Now, I don't think that either of those two guys ahead of you is going to go down without some major kicking and screaming. And that's what makes it fun for announcers and fans, and that's what brings people to the sport of pulling, is that kind of conversation right there. So it's going to be a fired up 24 season for sure.
It's time an international one again.
There you go. Get those Rowdy Red fans fired up there on Thursday night. So now this is your first time going and pulling in Louisville. First invitation. Has your dad ever pulled in Louisville?
No, he has not.
Okay.
The expertise we're getting is from Dave, so hopefully he steers me in the right direction.
Is your dad an emotional guy?
Not in public.
Not in public?
No. Not as emotional as me.
Let's say you finish in the top 3 and they bring you trackside and your dad's there and they put the microphone in his face. Are we going to hear Dad get choked up a little bit?
I really don't know. He'll probably have to talk for me because I will not be able to talk.
You know what? I know the announcers there. I'm gonna specifically tell them if Jamie Yonke gets in there and Craig is there, say something that'll get him a little verklempt and get him tearing up a little bit. That would be cool.
Yeah.
He's got to be super proud of you. Is what I'm alluding to. Is
I hope so.
Do you have your empty water bottle with you, so that way when you hit the sand pile, you've got something to put the historic Louisville sand in? That's the big tradition. If you hit the sand pile, you're supposed to bring that sand home off the weight box with you. So grab yourself a water bottle.
Never been to the beach, so I might as well take my tractor to it.
That's an answer now. I like that. You can put that on a Louisville t-shirt. That's awesome.
On the weight rack is a perfectly appropriate place. Now, inside the turbo is not. Whenever they hit that sand pile, that's bad. Bad. Tanya Yonke is worried about the feng shui of the room you're in. She sees what's behind you there, so.
There's definitely
I see an Outlaw logo.
There's a couple of things worth talking about back there.
Yeah, this one's the 2013 Points Championship. This is 2015 Points Championship. Both Thunderbolts.
What year are those from?
13 and 15 also.
Okay.
And then there's the first place cup from Buckner. My third place trophy is in Lincoln. I wasn't going to let my parents have that one.
And
I think her next question is, have you dusted in a while? Have you dusted the shelf back there? She's paying
I just
attention.
dusted it before we started this.
That's funny. Now Harrison Lane, he says Craig is just a major softie. You know, is that true?
Sometimes he won't show it, but yeah.
Tanya Yonke says, we are proud of you, Jamie. And of course, wouldn't be a show without
Yes.
the BG Party Advocate checking in with no wristband.
No, there's a little quiet boycotting going on there. He's making a little bit of he's got something to say there. So there's been some updates. There's been some updates at the Bowling Green Tractor Pull about where you're allowed to be and where you're not allowed to be, and what sort of installments you have to have, and you kind of have to prepay or pre-register to be in certain places, and it's a whole thing. It's a whole thing. We did an episode quite some time ago on Let's Grow Pulling on it, so I won't speak too terribly much, but yeah, he doesn't have a wristband on tonight, so
good deal. Good deal.
He's a big pulling fan and follows a lot of these things.
BG Advocates, Party Advocate says Outlaws also because no wristband is required. So come on over and party with the Outlaws this year at some point. BG Party Advocate, we'd love to have you. Sound like it'd be a good time. So Jamie, who do you want to thank for your success this year?
Probably need to thank my dad first and foremost. I mean, he keeps everything running. He loves to tinker on it and work on it. So thank Ambush Motorsports, Engine and Dyno out of Marengo, Iowa. We have a lot of fans that come and follow us. My family, all of them, support me a lot. I mean, got to thank my dad and Dave Novak and all them for getting me into it when I was really little.
No, sorry guys, I keep yawning, but BG Party Advocates still chiming in here.
We will welcome any pulling enthusiastic fans. I'll just put it that way, Mr. BG Party Advocate. And Jamie, I think that was well said. You thanked a lot of your family members. You can't do pulling without family. You can't do pulling without someone who got you into it, whether that be role models or idols or fathers or what have it. And anytime anyone pulls, there's 10 people around them that are helping them out. And I feel like you did that on the nose for certain. So,
Jamie, did you thank your boyfriend for coming?
I was wondering if old Harrison got a shout out there.
I should really thank him because he was the one that actually figured out our entire computer system this year. Otherwise, we would not have it without him.
Is he like a computer programmer or what?
Kind of. He's just really smart when it comes to things like that.
Yeah. Some people are like that. You know, they just disgust me that they have that natural ability. Mike, you know what I'm talking about? Those guys that just get in there and it's just like.
I'll put it this way, Ron. Most people brag about getting through college in 3.5 years. Well, guess what? I got through my 4-year degree in 6. So I had 3 senior years. So when you
Mike,
talk about
a lot of people go to school for 6 years. They're called doctors. Just saying. You know?
I saw 3 different presidents during my time in college. So I was not one of those people, but I had more fun than some of the others did.
BG Party Advocate says she needs some Outlaw stickers on the wall behind her. Yeah, that'd be good.
We got
Put a banner up there.
Remember which way to go.
Heck yeah, all around you there.
We put those all up in the shop.
Gotcha. Well, Jamie, we won't keep you. We're we started a little late because Mike didn't hit the live button, so I passed that off on Mike. So
6 years to get that 4-year degree. We didn't have button pushing.
Jamie, if you need any help down there, don't hesitate to ask. I'll be down there running around, and if you guys need help with something, don't be hesitate to grab me and say, hey, I need some help over here. So, and we had a question here from how many drivers from the super modified 2-wheel drive trucks are going to Louisville from Outlaws? We have 6 Williams, 6 super modified 2-wheel drives. So, Jamie, thank you so much for coming on. We wish you the best, and we will see you in Louisville, Kentucky next month, young lady.
Sounds great. 45 days. That's all we got.
Counting them down. Catching them off the calendar. I hear you.
Never
Great job this year.
Take your tractor there.
Yep.
That's awesome.
Wait a minute. Is this directed at Jamie before
That
she
is
goes?
definitely directed at me.
Okay, gotcha. All right, Jamie, thank you for coming on, girl. We'll see you in Louisville.
See ya.
Congratulations on your season.
Best of luck.
Yo.
Mm-hmm.
The one and only Jamie Yonke, 19-year-old limited pro stock sensation, going to Louisville, Kentucky for the first time for the National Farm Machinery Show Championship Truck and Tractor Pull. Mike, I have to ask you, are you going to Louisville?
So my father asked me, my birthday's right before that, and he asked me the other day, he goes, hey, what do you want for your birthday this year? And I said, I want Louisville. I want to go to Louisville. And he laughs. He goes, oh, we're already going to Louisville. He goes, what else do you want? So hopefully it's on the plan. I haven't been since 2020. It was about the only pull that happened in 2020. I'm hesitant to go back because the last time I went to Louisville, 2020 happened. So, maybe Mike Idle's bad luck going to Louisville. But it's heavily on the radar. I'll be experiencing it. If not in person, then I'll be live streaming it every night. So
very good. Very good.
Are you singing again?
I don't know. The lady that was in charge of the entertainment has stepped down, and she said she had a lot of commitments for kids in college or kids in sports, and she had like a 3-hour round trip, so she just kind of passed it off to someone else and resigned, but she was supposed to pass that information on. So I don't know, I don't know, maybe.
No. One can hope. We can hope. If you sing, does that mean that our numbers go up to 19? Do we get to count you as like as an additional outlaw?
Yeah, I don't think so. I'm just that lucky schlub that gets to do it,
Oh man.
But no good time. Zook Fukerberg commenting once again. Good luck in Louisville to Jamie Yonke. So now let's go back to the beginning. Let's recap the beginning. I'm sure we can't do it near as well as we did in the beginning, Mike.
Guys, you just missed out. If anyone's curious, you missed out on it. Was, we would have gotten an Emmy or something, whatever award they give for live streaming.
Or an Oscar or something. But first pull of first show of the 2024 season here, as Mike and I were talking about the tentative schedule, and just want to make it clear that folks are posting the tentative schedule out there that they received at the banquet in November. We kind of want to shy away from doing that because a lot of those events are still fluid in motion, not necessarily date of the show or what have you, but some classes moving around, maybe substituting a class for a class. So just be careful. Where can I stop yawning, Mike? I don't know what's going on, but just be careful putting that around there. If you see that schedule and it's posted from a puller, wait till the official schedule comes out before you go making summer plans. That's all I'm going to say.
Ron, have you?
All I'm going to say about that, Mike.
Have you not had your Coltrane energy drink today? It seems like a perfect segue to drop a spot.
I know. I can't get Ryan to send me one. I could sure use one.
He's clearly not had his ice cold Coltrane just yet.
I'm telling you.
Yeah. Either that or New Year's. You must have had a whale of a New Year's and you're still getting caught up. Did you make it all the way to 10:30?
Oh yeah. I was feeling pretty good, and actually, I missed the ball drop and all. I don't know what I was thinking, but I was like, "Wait a minute, is it New Year's?" And I think it was like 1:35 or 12:35 or something. I was like, "I missed it."
Man, it has been for a while, buddy.
What's funny though? All the shows they have on, all the live entertainment and all the hip hop and the the pomp and circumstance, the ball drops and they're out, and you're You're watching Family Matters or something at 12:05, so it's kind of funny.
Yeah. So some of the things we were talking about before we got going live and fired up and everything, we were talking about recapping all of the pullers we have at the National Farm Machinery Show and kind of getting things pumped up and them, and then also just hitting briefly on pullers that have accepted their, I guess you call it invites for lack of a better term, to the Pullers Championship, and then pullers that would be able to be voted on. I think there's about 6 outlaws that have already committed. They kind of invite top points getters or kind of top finishers in the classes of each of the 3 major organizations, and everything else is fan voting. So we've got a lot of pullers going to a lot of big pulls in a lot of places. We're going to be rolling quickly before we know it in 2024.
Jeremy Tyndall says he was going to say the same thing about the energy drink. He's drinking one right now, the Dyed Diesel from Coltrane Energy.
Is that the sugar free? The sugar free is the. It's got like a good name. It's got like organic or something like that.
If you have any comments, go ahead and put them out there. You know, we'll go ahead and shut it down here in just a couple of minutes. Like I said, we started at on time, and for some reason the start the stream button didn't respond when I clicked it.
It was a kill switch issue. That's what it was. We had the boost built, and we were going to come off the line hard, and there was an issue with the kill switch. It wasn't us. It was just one of those things that happen sometimes.
So yeah, a lot of things changing. The schedule will change just a little bit, so take those ones with a grain of salt you see out there. May have a couple different classes for a couple different shows. Oh man, that's terrible, Mike. I can't stop yawning. Yeah. Yeah, so first pull of the season, I will tell you, is going to be in Nebraska, or no, in Kansas.
Oh, is it?
Kansas.
Oh, I was kind of trying to build my tentative too. So that's we're gonna go to Kansas.
And then we'll go to Ravenna, Nebraska.
And that's traditionally been a 2-day event, right?
Yep. And the first pull of the season will be a 2-day event as well.
Will it?
In Kansas. So, yeah. And let's read off those pullers once again, since we didn't. I don't think anyone heard those earlier.
Our Louisville representatives.
George Beyer, Gary Barrett, the side piece, high stakes horsepower, and of course our guest tonight, Jamie Yonke. And moving on, super modified 2-wheel drive. Ray Miller, Another Bad Decisions. Donald Nelson and Little Whip. David Nelson and the Whippet. Dustin Corliss at Texas Bullseye. Seth Markey and High Cotton. David Hunt and Shameless, representing the Outlaws and Texas Tractor Pullers. Modified 4-wheel drive, no surprises here. Larry and Murray Thornton, points winners in the class for the season. They're at Ford. Joe and Eric Claypool, Risky Business on the schedule here. Ted Skelton and The Rock. Ted does a good job reading the track.
I had a great conversation with Tim Skelton the other night after our show. They're very excited to be there, and top tier people the Skelton family is there. We wish them the best of luck in Louisville.
Light Super Stock, Frank Bullboy and the Green Lightning. Going, I believe that's his first time. Light Super Stock, Frank Bullboy, Green Lightning. Super Farm, Mark Roberts and Spanky's Toy. Cameron Neves and a Cotton Candy modified tractor, and the Diesel Super Stock, Brad Campbell, a tractor called Maybe, just maybe.
So we've got Cameron Neves and Seth Markey that we've got a team sending multiple vehicles, and then we've got Mindy Brown and Don Nelson, a team sending multiple vehicles. And now Dustin Corliss, he kind of travels with them too, doesn't he? He's kind of stablemates, or that truck's kind of affiliated.
Yeah, I'm not sure, buddy.
Texas Bullseye, is it in with the Whippet and the Little Whip?
Oh, yes. I'm sorry.
Okay.
I'm sorry.
No. So we've kind of got some teams that are sending a couple, but different drivers, which makes it fun for all of them too.
Yeah. So congratulations, all the Outlaw pullers going to Louisville, the National Farm Machinery Show. 17 representatives of the Outlaws going. We'll go through these comments real quick, and we'll get out of here, man. We'll get out of here. Good show. I wish, man, I wish somebody could have hit that button right. That's all my fault. But let's see, Jeremy Tyndall.
If it's the worst thing we do in 2024, we're gonna have a good year.
And I love watermelon. What's Jeremy talking about?
This one, watermelon.
Happy New Year, according to Zook Fukerberg. Good show, everyone. Talking to Zook Fukerberg about having to pull in Lindsay, Texas this year as well. So Jeremy Tyndall, Diesel is watermelon.
Diesel is watermelon.
Wes Sievers, how do we get light mods to Louisville? Buddy,
Dude,
I don't.
I've been thinking about that. Those that need to be at an invite-only indoor pull somewhere. Wes, I completely agree, because that class is a badass class. And you guys deserve to be voted in somewhere. If not Louisville, then you've got the single charger classes up at Shipshewana, but you would be kind of, I think, bigger than what they have. I'd love to see the light modifieds pulling somewhere indoors.
Yeah, Dallas Todd. About the banners again. I think we'll be doing the banners again this year. So, but man, that's all I got, Mike. Unless you have some other things to add.
I had one last rumor, but it's a lot of personal speculation from some Outlaw guys, and I'll throw this out here. Maybe it's nothing, and maybe we'll end on a cliffhanger. So I was doing my fan voting for the Pullers Championship today, and I got to the limited pro stock class, the 4-1 class, and they had for Dream On, the Dream On tractor, the deck tractor, they had the Otts listed as the driver on that tractor. I think, I don't remember which one it was, but I think they had Gage Ott
they drive them
as driving Dream On. So are the Otts getting into 4-1 pulling? Is that
I don't think so. They do fill in and drive a little bit and do an excellent job, but I don't think they're giving up on pulling.
That was interesting, because that's a voted in predetermined position. So I don't know. Might be something to chew on. Might have been Mike Idle looking at the wrong line, and maybe that's not even what it said, but I could have swore that's what I saw today. So, will mods be at the first pull in Kansas? Well, Doug, both. I don't think so. The light mods will be. A lot of those heavy mods, 74 mods coming out of Texas. So, yeah. But, come up the next week and watch them at Ravenna, Nebraska. That's not that far away. So, guys, I think that's all of the comments for now. And, Bodie Ott, he has a trivia question here. Trivia question for all of you. How many Outlaw pullers have come from Wayne County or consider Wayne their hometown? Pretty densely populated area for pullers. Actually, when you think about it, Yonke's, Groney, Otts, Frericks, Dex, Dunclaw, Kavanaugh, Geigers, Beckton, and several others. Wes Sievers is from right in there. Yep. Mm-hmm. Yeah, it'll be a good class this year, that light modified class. Yeah. Pretty excited about that. Pretty excited. Well, Mike, let's call it a night, buddy. It's 8:23. I know we got started a little late, but we still went a little bit long. So thank you, Mike. Thank you, everyone, for tuning in to Outlawed Live. We'll be back next week with a couple more special guests.
Fuller's been invited to and attending the National Farm Machinery Show in Louisville, Kentucky. So tune in live next Tuesday night at 7 p.m. Thank you.
Ron, have a great night. Thanks for watching, everybody.
Night, Mike. Appreciate it, buddy.
Yep.
Supercharged big block Chevrolet's Cotton Candy. Cameron Neves out of McAdoo, Texas, triple engine big block Chevrolet's Cotton Candy.
McAdoo, Texas, Cotton Candy. Nice run for Cameron on the cotton candy machine there. Texas cotton candy. Oh my goodness, I think that'll take the lead. Checking out the results at our other event going on down in the Lone Star State. The 7,400-pound modified tractors, Cameron Neves and Cotton Candy wins. Points leader Donald Nelson in the Twisted Whip comes in second. Wayne Longnecker out of Cambridge, Iowa, the River Rat in third. Sweet Pain, Craig Ulmer in fourth. And Doug Voth and a Griffin Grau comes in fifth down there at the Peach and Melon Festival down in De Leon, Texas. Good look at international out of Pilger, Nebraska. Young gun, Jamie Yonke driving. Moving on. Give that young lady a round of applause. She'll move into the lead, no doubt, with that hook. She was moving on out is what she was doing. 3:56.04. Give her a round of applause. That young lady sits number 4 in the points right now. DeKalb, the official seat corner of the Outlaws. Your standards are high. You never settle. It's just how you roll. Whether you compete on the track or in the field, perform at your